Welcome to my space. Let's take 3 deep breaths together, gathering your energy back on the inhale from everywhere that you've been, everybody that you've met today. On the exhale, see if you can spiral down and bring your energy into your body, maybe in the low belly, the womb center, the pelvic bowl region, or your roots. Here we go. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, make a little bit of sound, hum, wiggle your body just a little bit. I am here. Deep breath in, gathering your energy. Do you feel safe enough to slow your mind down and bring your consciousness down into that deeper, slower space? I am. Deep breath in. I am here. Welcome. Been thinking a lot about loving awareness. I am loving awareness. My loving awareness holding things that I notice inside myself, things that I'm holding for the people that I love, things that I'm holding in loving awareness for people that agitate me. A lot. I'm just thinking about it a lot. I'm practicing it a lot. And I have made videos on lots of things that I love doing with my clients, but of everything that I teach, of everything that I do, the thing that I love the most is the practice of slowing down, dropping into present moment or presencing or I am and being, simply being. I was a very ambitious person my whole life. And if you'd have told me 2 years ago that I would be in this portal that I'm currently in, part of its hormones, part of its moving into the wild woman, wise woman stage, coming out of motherhood in a very tangible way with my kiddos. Some of it is simply the state of the world and really asking from this deep embodied space, what am I? What am I, first of all? Who am I? And what is the I am wanting to move through me in this space that we are in our world that looks like a lot is crumbling in order to be reborn. And I'm feeling that in my own personal life. I'm watching that in many of the clients that I'm holding space for and working with body, mind, and spirit with. But of everything that I do, I think it's important that we're embodied because most of us aren't. We're very much in our minds. And for those of us who do know how to be with our bodies a little bit, we're still in a lot of us are still in a dictatorship over our body rather than a beautiful romance with our consciousness and the consciousness of our body. It's nature and it has beautiful intelligence and wisdom. So there's that. And then I think it's really deeply important for women, especially, or marginalized communities, to feel empowered from within, to feel a sense of agency, to feel resourced from within, to find your voice, and then to express your true voice into the world. I think all of that is so super important. That's what I do with a lot of people. But in the end, even if you just keep doing embodiment, empowerment, expression, there's a point for a lot of people where that gets to be like, okay, is that it? Is there more? And what is life about? And we go through transitions or portals or, you know, kicked into another stage of life. And we're asking, who am I? What am I? What am I here to bring? And my ambitious self of my whole life, I'm in this really intense sitting and being. And 10 years ago, I've told this story 1,000 times, But because it was 10 years ago last week, um, it's just the lessons are here for me. 10 years ago, I was in the car accident that changed my life. And I'm sitting with what that felt like to not be able to get out of bed and to just let all the roles and all the pieces freak out, all the performance and production that made me worth anything to anyone in my mind. And I couldn't imagine at that point that just being was enough. I believed it, like I said, that I believed that your being was more important than your doing. I said all the right things, but I did not have an embodied sense of that. So as I'm meditating or reflecting back and remembering that time period and how far I've come, but I do feel like I'm in another portal, another rebirth portal. And a lot of my ambition is dying. My hormones are changing, so that's different. Um, but I think I wanted to get on here and just talk about it honestly. Like, what does the death piece look like? What does the surrender look like? When I say there's a point at which we surrender to life force, we surrender our ambition, we surrender it. What does that mean? What does that look like? What does that feel like? It's different for everyone, but this is what it feels like. Like it's an undoing. It's a sitting and just watching. It's a wondering. Um, some days I feel really um, disillusioned in terms of like sitting in this void space, not feeling this drive to do more, be more, act different, um, but just this being. So it's this revisiting the I am, and that's enough. The breathing, that the breath in the moment, that the loving awareness, that holding presence with what is it. Holding presence with what is. And what is in my own body, what is in my own moments, a lot these days is a disillusionment and a death to things and a restructuring. And I can't say that I think it's uncomfortable right now. It's just different and it's a void. And, typically I don't like talking about things when I'm right in the middle of it. But, if I'm going to be talking about life, death, rebirth, and we all need to get good at it, and we need to just surrender into the moment and hold things in loving awareness. It's sometimes it's glorious moments where, like last night, I'm with my kiddo who wasn't feeling great and just holding space with that beautiful human, rubbing their feet and listening to their fears and um, bringing my presence to the moment. And that was beautiful. That was a beautiful, connecting, heartfelt moment. And then sometimes it looks like got a nasty email from an ex and sitting with the emotions that came up with that and holding it in loving awareness, holding him in loving awareness, um, and letting life just move me in that moment, breathing through emotion that was coming up for me. But also, it's just like a lot less reactive. It's a lot less passionate feeling. And maybe all of that will come back. Maybe it will. It did after the car accident, but it took a year. Um, but this is what the void can look like. And it's not that it's actually like I'm deepening into the truths that I know. Um, My sessions with my clients, they feel deep and rich. The listening feels, uh, the presencing feels more um, like palpably lovable, loving. Um, so yeah, if you are in a portal, if you're in a quiet space, if you're in a void space, I guess I'm sharing this to say just like be there and see if you can let yourself hang out with it. I am noticing this void space that I am in. I am noticing the sensations. I am aware of thoughts that keep spiraling in my brain that aren't very kind. I had a break today and I had to run home to check on the kiddo that's not feeling great. And I walked in and my 20-year-old kiddo was coming back from class and they said, "Hey, how are you, Mom?" And I said, "Well, my brain is being mean today and I'm just watching it and it's okay." And they gave me a big hug and it didn't have to be different than that. It just didn't. They didn't need to fix it for me. Um, I didn't need something more than that. It just is. And I'm holding it in loving awareness. And I fully believe what I teach, that loving awareness is the magic, that noticing is the magic, that slowing down and dropping into I am here. And I can notice and hold the parts of me. I can notice and hold and presence in loving awareness with someone else without having to change them or change the scenario for them. And then mystery comes in and does its thing. And I don't know what that means. I don't know, but it does. But the void can be a while. And I'm just here to say it's okay. It's okay to feel your things. It's okay to stay in the void. It's okay to not resist it. It's okay to surrender into it. It's okay to not like it. And nobody has a manual. I can give you a couple practices. I can hold lots of loving awareness and presence with you. Um, but you've got to take your next steps. You've got to find them for yourself. And the most peaceful way to do that is to slow down, drop in to a deeper awareness, and I am presence, and hold the thoughts in loving awareness, hold the sensations in loving awareness, hold the stresses in loving awareness, and be with, be with in love. So thanks for listening to that ramble. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel different and I will wish I hadn't posted this, but it is the real moment I am in. And I know I'm not the only one who's going through death, rebirth portals, who feel like they're in void scenarios, who are waiting for the next signs of life to pop through for what it is that life wants to co-create with them. And the waiting period is interesting. It's hard. It's sometimes lonely. It's disillusioning. But it's good. Life, death, rebirth. Life, death, rebirth. Walk the spiral. Know you're not alone. Feel your roots. Pull in the sunlight. Breathe the breath. Note that you're being supported by the water, by the cosmos. Something bigger is holding you through whatever it is you're experiencing. Thank you for being here. I will return. I hope you will too.